seek refuge in God from the accursed Satan. Bismillahu ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of God, the Compassionate, the Merciful. We have talked several times about this matter. Muhammad in the Bible, the Prophet of Islam in the Bible, is quite an important and, at the same time, a controversial issue. And for us being Muslim, it can be an interesting matter. And also, if the truth exists, verses from the Bible discussing that topic would be good for dissemination. We want to have a broad, open, and clear vision, without fanaticism and without prejudice. So this is the objective of our search. A comparative study will be conducted, God willing, on the subject. Lesson 1. On the importance of knowing the truth may be that nowadays we are going to discuss this topic with some Christian brothers who say they do not care and do not want to know. It means I don't care about the truth. Why? Because I have found something that is my life. I like my faith. I like it. I am happy. I don't like that you are going to disturb him. And you can say, I don't like that you unsettle me. I want to continue with my faith. So we have this introduction, talking about the importance of truth. Is knowing the truth important? Or let us continue and go on with what we have. The truth. What does the truth mean? Does it exist? Does it not exist? Where can we find the truth? How important is the truth? These are important questions. The objective of this study is to know the truth. If we talk about that topic, Muhammad in the Bible, we want to know the truth. It's not that since we are Muslims we seek to impose the idea that the name of the Prophet of Islam is in life. No, the truth. We want to seek what is the truth and what truly exists. Many people say, I don't want to know the truth. I believe in what I believe. I am happy with my faith, 2000 I go. I pay. I give back to my pastor. While keeping the fire of God, I receive the Holy Spirit. I dance on weekends. The truth is, I am happy with the faith I have. And they say, I don't care about the truth. Why the truth? If I am happy now and enjoying the life I have, because I care about the truth. I do not want to know the truth. Conclusion of the topic. Why? Because they know that those who seek the truth run the risk of knowing the truth. Many times a person is happy. For example, they have cancer. They don't know. They are doing well, happy, enjoying, laughing. Suddenly, a blood test is going to happen. And oh look sir, you have cancer and your health levels are at their last stage. It means that in 2 steps you are in the grave. Suddenly, his tranquility, his happiness and everything will be disturbed. So it is important to know the truth. But they do not prevent us from enjoying life. This is a mechanism of the ego's defense. Many people use this mechanism in psychology. It is called the ego defense mechanism. The person wants to avoid knowing the truth, so they cannot change reality and are not brave enough to change the truth. So what do? They close their eyes. And even many politicians in the world prefer, instead of taking strong actions, or rather being people of character and courage, to find the truth, to accept the truth, or change the world towards the truth. They prefer to fall into that mechanism, which is also a mechanism we share with animals. It is an innate feeling of being afraid of the truth. It is a way to escape the fear of knowing the truth. Ostriches do it too. I do not want to hear, see, or acknowledge the truth. That defense mechanism of animals is the same for human beings. I don't want to know the truth. And why? Because due to that mechanism, I, according to a feeling that I perceive, which is an innate feeling, want myself and everything I have to be perfect. So we react when we are going to be told our flaws, and it bothers us. I don't want to understand my flaws. We all escape. We hate the person who tells us to our face, "My lord, you are lazy. Sir, you have arrived late." Do we sometimes react in an aggressive way? But it's true. I arrived late. And what's the problem? I accept the truth that I have arrived late. It is an inappropriate attitude for a punctual student. So I would say I acknowledge that I have arrived late, and I am not going to justify it. I will do my best to arrive on time to class. That is an intellectual mechanism for the self-correction of attitude. But many people do not follow that line of thought, meaning the intellectual mechanism, but instead follow the innate mechanism that we share with animals. My beliefs are part of me, so my beliefs are perfect. If you explain to me that my faith is wrong, you show me a flaw. Look, sir, you are on the wrong path. What you believe is not true. Don't tell me use and let me continue with that faith. What was the name of that pastor who was driven out? A person who deceived many people, stole, and has already escaped to the US is a coward. No, I don't want to hear it. And many people escape. This means that I am not perfect. It is very good. We can say that innate feeling of being human, that I seek perfection. It is perfect. It is very good. It helps you feel ashamed when your flaws are pointed out, and it makes you afraid to acknowledge your defects. Is this okay? If not, a person will be shameless. Am I gay and so what? Do you understand me? It is going to be shameless, it is ugly, it is horrible, because when a person is shameless, they will never correct themselves. They will never be able to find the solution to their problem, and they will never seek their perfection. It is something innate and human. It is an innate need, but when we stop using it correctly, it will be against us. Silence, break the mirror, showing flaws. That goes against my ego. So I don't want to hear the truth. How many times has it happened to you? For example, on a Saturday or Sunday morning, when the doorbell rings. Who is it? We are Jehovah's Witnesses. We have come to show you the truth. I don't want to. I don't want to know it. Go away. No. That nightmare. Again. Again. 5 minutes pass, and they ring the doorbell. Are we another group of Jehovah's Witnesses to show you the truth? An hour passes, until noon, as 5 or 10 groups come knocking at your door to take you to God, and you always evade the truth. It's nothing else. It is that a person, imposing on us, a supposed truth without clear, logical arguments, and only wanting you to blindly imitate that person. That is not truth. When we are talking about the truth has its definition. The truth is like light. It is clear for everyone and recognizable. We do not seek to impose the truth on others. Be careful. And God has not wanted to impose on others who accept Islam either. No. What God requires of us is to know the truth, and when you know the truth, do not hide the truth. Show the truth to others, and do not impose the truth. Note that these are two different things. Well, let's continue. Why is it important to know the truth? Why is it important, brothers, if this part of us does not respond? What is the point of knowing whether the name of the Prophet Muhammad is in the Bible or not? What does it matter to me? I don't want to listen. I am a fanatic. I don't want to listen. Why do you want to discuss that topic if you haven't first demonstrated that knowing the truth is vital? So, what is the point of proving that Muhammad was in the Bible? It doesn't matter that I believe in the Bible, that it doesn't have the name of the Prophet Muhammad. The Bible is manipulated. Today, I accept it. What do you see? So, the first fight, the first struggle, the first confrontation, the problem we are going to have, the first discussion we are going to have is whether it is important to know the truth or not. We say yes. We even say that the only struggle worth fighting on the face of the earth is the struggle for the truth. The only struggle. If you fight for your nationalism, you are a failure and condemned to hell. If you fight for your race, for your racism, you are condemned. Condemned means that you are going to be a fanatic, who will cover up the truth because it touches you at some point. Because that goes against your race, against your nation, against your country, against your culture, against your sos eos, your own. The truth is not always in your favor. The truth is sweet in words, but bitter in practice. When I speak of justice, it is perfect. But when in my life I must be just with my family, with my wife, with my children, that will be bitter and difficult. So, if we have any other tendency than the truth, we are doomed to fall into the fanaticism of that tendency. Choose either the truth or something else. The way of God is the way of truth. Or choose another tendency. My ego, my nation, my money, my wealth, woman, lust, ambition, whatever it is, never come together. It may be that in words people say how politicians make their policies or, in the end, do not. Reach a place, you must choose either here or there. Why is it important to know the truth? The endless search for truth is an innate necessity of being human. Why does the conscience seek to know the truth? We tell you, look, brother, we have lied to you. So what is it? What is the truth? Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Even that phrase is used in all languages. Why do you say, tell me the truth, please? I pay for you to tell me the truth. No, we are not going to tell you. We have lied to you, and we are not going to tell you the truth. If you would tell me the truth, I wouldn't do this to you. The dialogue of thousands of movies. If you would tell me the truth, this wouldn't happen. The human consciousness seeks and finds peace by listening to the truth, arriving at the truth. Human beings always want to know more. Do almost all of us respond the same way to two questions? Would you like to know the truth? Is that even the title of many? What do you call them? Television channel programs that spread lies and are titled Wanting to Know the Truth. The truth without censorship. Ah, I like this. It says yes. Did you know that? Aren't there even many books and websites? I don't know. TV programs titled with that? Why? Because they know that people all over the world are interested. They love it. Did you know that? No, please. Tell me. Tell me. Please. What? Did you know about so-and-so? No, tell me. Tell me. Tell me. Why? Because people love to gossip about others. Why? Because the news, for example, you want to hear from the other side of the world. What does it have to do with you? You are here, living in your field, in your city, and you will never visit that city of the world. We live in a global field. Look, what really matters is to know the truth. What happened? And tell me this. This is an innate need to know the truth. So why is it important to know the truth? It is an innate need. Truth gives meaning and significance to our life. We ask you why you fight for the truth, for justice, for values, everything that we consider to be part of the truth. Life has value, it has a price, it has meaning. But a life that is not for the truth will feel like an emptiness in your life. What purpose do you fight for? Is it not for food, for power, and what else? Nothing. But the truth will give meaning and significance to life. Knowing the truth gives meaning to life, and life will be more joyful and more meaningful. 2001, they tell you, look, brother, you can't ask anything. Shut up and you can't ask. You are going to suffer. No, it's just that I can't ask anything. You can't find out anything. Why? Forbidden question. Many people even change their religion because in their first family religion and everything, they were not allowed to ask. Do you see it? Why does life without knowing the truth make no sense? Who is stealing human resources, natural resources from my country? Shut up. He doesn't ask it. And you are going to form a political party to know that truth. It will give you a lot of encouragement to fight. Why? Have you been forbidden to reach the truth when you have a need, and nothing to know the truth? What happens to life without the truth? Life without purpose is disappointing. I have nothing to know. Why are we going to travel to such a place? We are struggling to discover such a thing. Discovering is a goal for life, for a struggle. A person without a goal suffers a void in their life. Is there even a degree at the university called the philosophy of life, philosophy of religion, philosophy of many things, that gives meaning to reality and the truth of who you are, and why the world is sending so many, we can say, ships, spaceships. Where to? To space. Why do they send it? To discover more and more. There are not always economic interests, but sometimes there is an innate need to know more. Another thing we need to know the truth is an important interest called knowing Usand, the infinite future of us. That is a reality. It is a truth. What will become of us? Here, tomorrow. What will become of me then? I care about knowing the truth, because things do not follow our imaginations, but rather follow what is in the truth, in reality. So it matters even more to all of us, whether there is life beyond, which is an infinite life, 2001, it is our turn to know the truth. If I were on the wrong path, I would lose eternal life in the future. That is dangerous. No, that would not be forgiven by anyone. For example, it says, "Look, sir, you have an illness that may possibly be cancer. You should undergo these tests to be certain that it is not cancer. You would spend everything you have to be certain that you don't have cancer. Why? Because you want to live here for another 20 years. It means that when 20 years of material life are at risk, you would spend everything you have. If your entire eternity is at risk, if there were to be an eternity, then, if you do not know the truth, you are lost. So, knowing the truth is quite important. 2001. The concern for an infinite future. What happens to me in the future? Salvation, death beyond? I want to know the truth. Many people want to know. So one of the most listened to videos or talks on the internet is about the hidden world. We discover the hidden world. We will talk about demons. We will talk about the world beyond. These things are of great interest to people. Another need of human beings is to defend the truth. I will give an example. For instance, in the marches, you might ask the Lord, "Why have you come out to the march?" You don't say, "I have come to know the VLC. I have come to defend the truth." For example, the march that took place in many parts of the world. For instance, this is a march in favor of journalists. They say that truth is not killed by killing journalists. For example, many people who take to the streets express this innate and natural desire to defend the truth. In a fight, for example, when two people are fighting, people always ask, "What's happening? What's happening?" Why do you ask? Because you want to know the truth to defend who is right. Or when, for example, you see a man kicking a sick dog in the street, does everyone ask why? Why are they going to intervene? Why? It's my dog, it's my property. Shut up, don't get involved. Or is it fighting a child, a little kid? Everyone will react. Why does the truth react? Is it okay that the Rilon is hitting that child? What? No, it is that I have an innate need to defend the truth. Why? To feel my life is a useful life in service of the truth. For example, when you have given alms to a poor person, do you feel proud of yourself? What does that mean? You sit next to the truth, next to the values. Helping those in need is a value. I serve someone in need, I feel proud, I feel useful. I feel that my life has worked, that it has served a purpose. On the contrary, when a person commits sin, they feel an emptiness because they have distanced themselves from the truth. For example, a person has sat down to watch morbid things. After 1 hour, I should supposedly have enjoyed quite a bit and feel happy. Good. Okay. But I say I'm not well. I'm not well. What's wrong with you? I knew that my conscience was seeking to draw closer to God, and through that, I distanced myself from God. I distanced myself from the truth. I distanced myself from values. It means it is a lie against what is my eternal search for the truth. Then the person, if they do not defend the truth, feels that their life has no meaning and suffers. People always ask what happened, who is to blame, and they want to know who is guilty. In movies, they always want to find out who is guilty, and you're going to keep watching that whole series to understand in the end who the murderer was. And defending the truth is the title of a newspaper, right? Or many newspapers. They always headline with the truth because people want to know the truth. They march in favor of Palestine. Why? What interest does a Latino have in a land so distant as Palestine? What do I care? It is that there are people who have been unjustly displaced from their own homes, who have been expelled from their own houses, children who have become orphans, and many who have been massacred. Then people feel pain in their conscience and have a need to defend the truth. He goes out into the street shouting, responding to his need to defend the truth. On the contrary, when you support an oppressor, you suffer, don't you? I have defended. For example, your boss has been oppressive towards a colleague. You are not going to defend that colleague. You suffer. Why do you suffer? You feel like your conscience is hurting because you have not been on the side of the truth. You have a need. Human beings need to eat. That is very clear to us. But sometimes spiritual or soul needs are not as clear to us. We have a need to defend. Because when you cry for Imam Hussein, you feel relieved. They have killed him, and there is his grave and everything. What? Why do you cry? When I cry beside Imam Hussein, next to his family, I feel that I have done something in favor of the truth, which at that time was oppressed. Do you see it? You feel kind of proud. Interesting, right? Yes, people are taking to the streets, protesting all over the world. Another need of human beings is that they hate falsehood, defending the truth. Hate falsehood. This is a photo from an area in Africa where children were dying of hunger. And in that photo, that vulture is waiting for the child to be on the verge of death. The photographer took the picture, and a few hours later, that child died. The same vulture ate him. The photographer was a witness to all of that. Well, it is one of the most painful photos in the world. The photographer of that photo died. He committed suicide after I don't know how long. He couldn't take it anymore.
Why?
Because that is, look, the hatred of falsehood. What is unjust? People hate an innate hatred for falsehood, and it is a very strong need. It is stronger than the need for food. People were saying, yes, I already have the need for drink. Yes. Sexual relations. Yes. Food, sleep, hunting. Those are material needs. But a human being is a human being. They have feelings. If he forgets it, then he will not be satisfied with the life he has. Life loses its meaning. The hatred of falsehood, which in Islam is called tabari, tabalo, tabar, taballob, means love for the truth, God, the messengers of God. To forget means to say no, to reject what is false, what is evil. Say no to evil. I definitely reject all deities. One person has their ambition as their divinity, another their lust, another their ego. Thus, these are other divinities. I reject all divinities. Only Allah, the truth. I am with Him. Hate the lie. For example, we are very good friends and I am going to tell you a lie. I have not harmed you at all. The friendship is over now, because you have lied to me. How? Hold on, it's the lie. No, I can't stand it. I hate lies. And the person who lies, why do you hate them? For example, a simple example. Your wife says, look, I have lied to you. I told you that I had 2 boyfriends before you. Now I am going to tell you that I had 10. Reality has not changed, but you are going to hate your wife. It's not that I hate you. What is happening? You have lied to me. And what is the problem? Am I now, after we have married, and if I have been faithful to you? No, it's not that you have lied to me. The problem lies in the lie. I hate lies. Why do I hate them? Because it is the conscience. Because it is something innate to being human. Injustice, people hate it. Violence, they hate it. Vices, perversion, people say no to lies, yes to the truth. Because people come when, for example, sometimes there are material interests. A person has lost their job, and they come to the march. But many people have no problems. Why do they come to the march? When you ask them, they say it's because of this. Why do we hate falsehood? Why do they hate Trump? They say this person represents falsehood. Nowadays, everyone hates that scene. Any human being would say that one must be merciful to you, Sand, the person under their custody, who is a prisoner of yours. One must be kind. They are a human being. But people hate that barbarity. They haven't killed you, nor a close person, nor do they know who is being killed. Why do you hate that photo? One question is very serious. Why does it go against the truth? It is something unjust. Why can't one person defend themselves, while another is violently killing them? I hate this. What about that photo? It's not necessary. It doesn't matter your culture. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter your civilization. I don't know. Your nationality. How many? I don't know. Things you have in your country or your race. None of that matters. You are a human being. You definitely have a conscience. And innate needs. God imposed it. God created you that way. It is like, for example, a car that starts in that way. You cannot change it. Human beings are like that. They hate falsehood, except that a human being can be so corrupt and perverted that they will change their human nature to a diabolical nature. That person really enjoys seeing the falsehood that those people call themselves allies of demons. These people have obeyed Satan so much that now they love anything that is of Satan in favor of Satan and on the path of Satan. And that is that madness. Yes, everyone hates him for this. You sound just like when people say it is detestable. Or for example, seeing this. Why do you hate this scene where they are eating? They are not eating your food. They haven't stolen your food. Why do you hate it? I know that in the world there are many people, like the photo we shared, in a continent close to Saudi Arabia, which is an African country, where food can arrive by a flight from Saudi Arabia. They cannot finish that food. Not even 10 more people. It's food for about 200 people or more, to say the least. They are wasting the food. It goes against being just, and you hate it for being unjust. And that photo that has pained the conscience of the world. A dead Syrian child by the sea. That is the strongest scene. Why do you hate seeing that scene? Why does it hurt you? Because you are a human being. Humans seek the truth. They hate falsehood. It is not your decision. It is your nature. Then a person says, I do not want to know the truth. He says, look, sir, you cannot say whether you want to or do not want to. Your nature seeks the truth. If you are against the truth, you are doomed to suffer great pains in your life. Reaching certainty is another human need, because doubt and ambiguity can be detrimental. For example, look, brother, I have something good for you. Tomorrow I will tell you. Please, tell me now. No, tomorrow. How much do I pay you to tell me now? No. In a week I will tell you. No, please, tell me now. Or for example, it will tell you we have a punishment for you, you sand. But we will tell you in a week. You will suffer it. What are they going to do? If they told you, it wouldn't be good for you. I already have this. Nothing happens. But this, leaving you in ambiguity, you will suffer. Then we will decide that costs. Do you see it? That is to say, human beings, by their nature, seek to reach a stable mental state of certainty. Hate doubt. For example, does everyone say what happened with the exams? They search online when the exam results come out. Remember why it is so. Forgive me, the grade of the grade. The exam has passed, and what now? It's just that I suffer from something called doubt. I don't know what number I got. Whether you look for your number or not, the point you got is the same. What is going to change? Nothing. No, it's that I suffer, not knowing my grade for sure. So, I would even pay the school employee to tell me what my grade is. Yes, I would do everything possible, even calling the professor, bringing him a gift. Professor, just tell me my grade. I don't want anything else. Just tell me. To emerge from doubt, the human being who reaches certainty feels relieved. The breakfast of arriving at certainty. In the Holy Quran, the truth is from God. Therefore, let there be no doubt about whose it is. It's not that you shouldn't have doubts. No, have questions, but do not remain in a state of doubt, because this state of doubt is a state that goes against faith. It's very important. Listen, brother. For example, you don't know if you want to continue studying or not. That really gets to you. It says, I'm staying, I'm leaving now. So just be calm. Reaching certainty is quite important, because human beings have an innate hatred of doubt and ambiguity, and feel lost in ambiguity. Doubt is the fruit of the temptations of Satan. What does Satan do? He comes to tempt you to have doubt. Who has gone further? How can you believe in what the prophets say? I have seen a person here in Iran, in religious rum, who, before reading Islamic philosophy, before having strong foundations, fell into Western philosophy that begins with doubt. I doubt, therefore I exist. Usand, in Islamic philosophy says, we have certainties that we exist. Close your eye, brother. Close your eye, close. Close your eye, close. 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 What you have now, close your eye. Who is it that you have with you now? It is you. This being that has an audio with you that you later listen to, which is my voice, passes through your ear and you hear it. It means that the only thing we can say with certainty that exists is my existence. So, Islamic philosophy exists. Open your eyes. Brothers, you were looking for an excuse to sleep like this. But the best student is the student who can sleep with their eyes open. I was one of the champions. So, where are we? Islamic philosophy begins with the certainty that what we are certain exists is being, it is existence. Is my existence, then, going to be discussed as an existence in itself? Or is it an existence through another being? So I say I have not existed forever. So I should have a point of existence. So from a point I existed, I began to exist. So who has given me existence? Either a being like me that has a point to start from, or an eternal being. There we arrive at God. Do you understand me? From the certainty that I exist, we reach all the points of Islamic philosophy. In the West, what does the greatest philosopher say? What does he say? I doubt, therefore I exist. From there, it means that based on the doubt, this Satan will shape all thought. So, where has he ended up? And what happened to that religious person? I knew him. He started studying Western philosophy without having read Islamic philosophy before. He means without having had solid grounds of certainty already. And when a person responds to the desire of passion, of ambition, look, God listens. That part is important. If I were arrogant, God has a conduct, a sunnah tradition. A decree from God is to destroy the arrogant. Usand will make you submit before him. To understand that your will does not surpass the will of God, you say, oh, I will get up. I will go to the mountain. You get up, you have a fever, and you can't go. You already understood that the will of God surpasses all wills. The page of the novel. When a person is arrogant, do they then start to doubt why God has made them this way? You cry out, because you do not want to submit to the will of God. Because God has made me ill. Why has God taken that loved one from me? Why has God brought me to poverty? He does not submit to the will of God. He is not a Muslim. Muslim means to submit. God, I am grateful to you. If you give me illness, it is a test. If you give me health, it is a test. I am your servant in your hand. I am the servant and you are the master. The Lord, O God, have mercy on Abdallah. And who will have mercy? The master will have mercy. That is the character of the believer. But the person who is arrogant, I decide and must pass. God will destroy you. God has that zone. It means that yes or yes, God will destroy the arrogant. Destroy and very strong, destroy. If I am arrogant, God will destroy me. That person was a bit like that. Arrogant. What happened? He started to doubt many things. Why has God done this to me? Why did God take that loved one from me? Because God has made me this way. This. Not studying means passing through. This weak knowledge had the ground for Satan's doubt well fertilized. With ambition, with arrogance it came. It would only need to study a little Western philosophy and arrived at the foundation of doubt. And one day, I realized that the truth is, we don't know if we exist or not. And the only way to have certainty, perhaps I am assuming that I exist, is like in a dream where you assume you are on a mountain, but the truth is you are asleep in bed. Do you understand me? Maybe all that life is a dream, doubting everything. And do you know what happens? Then he said the only way to save oneself from doubt is to commit suicide. That's what he told me. Yes, a lot of things are already happening to you. It's a strong beginning. Be careful. It's not that God has given you a signed insurance policy from God. You will never stray, my son. No, servant. You will never stray, my servant. Never. To whom has God given that letter? He doesn't give it to me. Not to you either. I don't think so either. So it is not certain. If we have once entered into Islam, we will always remain in Islam. Be careful. So it is a path. One must be careful and maintain yaqeen, certainty, in order not to fall into doubt. When a person gradually obeys sin and Satan, Satan will help facilitate their path by injecting doubt. For example, it says, "Look, that girl is passing by. Look, a lewd gaze, it is forbidden on the day of judgment. They will set fire to my eye." No, who says that there are doubts on the day of judgment? To be able to facilitate sin, you need to doubt in your faith. Thus, the more perverted we are, the more doubts we will have. This means that the first punishment for a person who falls into sin is that God takes away, let's say, the sweetness of certainty. Therefore, this person loses their firmness. I am disappointed because life does not have certainty in it, a solid certainty in life. I don't know where to go. I don't know where I am. I'm lost. What are you doing? The truth is, I go through life. I live life. He always comes tired, disappointed, not knowing what he is doing. That person is condemned for their arrogance, for their sin. But a person who submits to God, God gives them certainty. They are strong, obey God, and follow their path, and no one can defeat them. Regarding what the Bible says about the Most Holy Jesus, that for 40 days Satan was tempting the Most Holy Jesus while he was hungry, facing difficulties, fasting, and everything, but he was able to resist. It is an example given by the Bible, without discussing what it is called in Islamic sources, whether we have it or not. But the Bible says this: we in Islam have other narratives that speak of how Satan always comes to inject doubt into us. So doubt worries us, distresses us, disturbs us, exhausts us. I am tired of doubt. I am tired. For example, I am going to give you a very, very simple example. Once you are fasting, what does fasting mean? I eat at 8 p.m. During the day I go hungry, and at night I eat. I am hungry. It is difficult, but it doesn't kill me, because I am certain that I will eat at night. Let's give an example. I invite you to lunch at 2:30 p.m. You arrive at the table, we are going to serve the tablecloth, we only put the tablecloth, nothing more. You wait for the food doesn't arrive. 10 minutes, 15, half an hour. It's the doubt. When will it arrive? I don't know. When are you going to eat? I don't know. Your stomach starts to insult you, and then insults the person who invited you. Then he will insult the food that will arrive, and the food arrives at 5 p.m. Imagine, from 2 until 5, you were waiting for the food. When you are fasting, you eat at 8. Now you are eating at 5:03 hours earlier, but you tell the truth, I have no more appetite, I hate that food. Would I ever accept that imitation? Again. And why? What has happened to you? Because I have suffered by continuing in a state of doubt. You have kept me in a state of doubt and made me suffer. You will not forgive that. Even if you eat 3 hours before, fasting. But if I were to fast, it was much easier for me than waiting for a meal for 3 hours. Although you fast more, because you will eat after 16 hours, but surely Now you will eat earlier, but with doubt, that will be bitter, that will be sweet. Do you see? It means that physical difficulties, with certainty, are easy, but physical difficulties with doubt, even if they are few, are many. The Holy Quran. You believers suffer, and the unbelievers suffer as well. But you will receive the reward that is certain from God, which they do not receive. So they have doubt what will happen to them next. They suffer. Therefore, the suffering that a non-believer experiences is always 1,000 times greater than that of believers. Doubt disappoints. Losing hope, we lose everything. Doubt kills us. Doubt destroys faith and hope. The next part we will continue. Why is it important to know the truth? If we are to understand that the truth is important to know, then we will move on to the second part, which is Muhammad. In the Bible, Salala 2001, Fale, Muhammad Ma'atil.
Hail.